This could be a future gem. Let's get into it. So Chris, today we are going to be taking a look at an absolute gem of a project, at least we think so. And as we get into this, guys, if you do find this video useful and informative, hit that like button. We really do appreciate it. And of course, if you want to learn more about these hidden gems and new cryptocurrencies, then do consider subscribing to the channel. By subscribing, you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything we do here at Cheeky Crypto. It is free and you will stay well informed, so why not? Right, Chris, anything else you'd like to add, or shall we jump straight down to the desktop and start talking about what this gem is and why we think this could be an absolute future gem?
Yeah, let's just get straight into it, Nick. Get excited about this one.
Fantastic, let's do it. Right, so this is all about Moonbeam, and it's come up a few times in our research, and it's something that you may have heard of already or may have seen around and about, and it's not actually available for sale just yet. But when it does, we do feel that this thing is going to absolutely moon. No pun intended, Chris. But, you know, it's come up a few times, as I said, and we'll get into some of those articles where it's being mentioned. And then, you know, we'll go through this website as well and see what is actually going on here with Moonbeam. But, you know, the future is multi-chain, and ultimately that's what Moonbeam is all about. Expand to new chains powered by Moonbeam and Ethereum-compatible smart contract parachain on Polkadot. Okay, so it is a pretty beefy thing going on here. So it's the easiest path to multi-chain. Minimal configuration changes, so there's no need to rewrite or reconfigure your smart contracts. They'll work right away. And tools you already use, because, you know, if you're on Ethereum already, you can use the Ethereum-based tools that you love, like MetaMask, Remix, and Truffle. And familiar smart contract languages as well, such as Solidity, Viper, and anything that you can compile on the EVM. And obviously, we talk about the EVM quite a bit on this channel, right? The Ethereum virtual machine makes it incredibly easy. And this is why so many projects run the EVM as a side chain, including Cardano. Pre-built integrations, so, you know, pre-built integrations for assets like DOT and ERC20 tokens, the infrastructure services like Chainlink and the Graph, right? So this thing's kind of already ready to go. You kind of use it and you're interoperable. You're kind of ready to go multi-chain, which is a fantastic kind of novel approach. And obviously it's powered by Polkadot. It is a parachain in itself, and that is quite meaningful. Ultimately, everything on Polkadot at the moment, Chris, seems to just be mooning, right?
Yeah, and you know, for me, Coinbase and Binance have both taken part in their fundraising. So this one is going to be really, really juicy, I feel.
Absolutely. So it is a fully Ethereum compatible environment on Polkadot. So Moonbeam is much more than just an EVM implementation. It's highly specialized layer 1.5 chain that mirrors Ethereum's Web3 RPC. Accounts, key, subscriptions, logs, and more. So the Moonbeam platform extends the base Ethereum features with a set, basically with additional features such as on-chain governance, staking, and cross-chain integrations. So you can just see it's basically taking Ethereum and then, you know, I hate to, you know, talk about steroids on the channel, Chris, but it's like shoving steroids down Ethereum's throat, and you've kind of got yourself an amazing kind of system. And I know you kind of say that, what is it? Elrond is like Bitcoin on steroids. Well, this seems to be basically Ethereum on steroids. But ultimately, we do not condone steroids and don't use those. They're not good for you. But Solidity smart contracts, if we get back into Moonbeam here briefly, you know, it redeploy your existing smart contracts to a Polkadot environment without the need to refactor or rewrite. And that is huge. And this is the same reason why you're talking about, you know, running the EVM as sidechains on any other project. Ultimately, it's just very little work. You're good to go. Just port it straight over. You're done. Now, you can obviously publish subscribe capabilities, right? So you can subscribe to contract events and updates about on-chain transactions, balances, and more. And obviously, the H160 accounts and ECDSA signatures, you know, extract with Moonbeam using the existing Ethereum accounts and keys. So a complete set of Web3 RPC endpoints connect to existing tools, and dApp front ends to Moonbeam like you would for any other kind of Ethereum. So I think this is really like going after that Ethereum market in the same way that you can see, Cardano really gearing up for everything once that 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘 with how they're going after Ethereum as well. They're looking at the Ethereum market share and they're saying, we want a slice of that pie. And that's ultimately why I think this thing is going to do incredibly well. They're already going to be to market. They've got a parachain with Polkadot, everything on Polkadot moons, and what they're doing here is absolutely fantastic. So just going through this website, this is a light touch, guys. I do recommend actually going into a lot more detail, go into their docs and all that kind of stuff, so do your own research. But this project does seem to be, something that you want to be paying attention to right now before the coins are actually available, right, Chris?
Yeah, completely agree. Like, there's nothing like being ahead of the game, right?
Exactly. And you can grow your project with multi-chain. That's ultimately what they're talking about here. Moonbeam helps projects expand their reach to new users and markets with multi-chain approach. So you can see they're going after that Ethereum clientele, right? They've got all those businesses running dApps on Ethereum. They're paying extortionate fees and people are getting really tired of it. So there are porting over and they've got a few options out there at the moment. They could wait for something like maybe Flare or wait for Cardano. But I feel Moonbeam, maybe even both of those to the market here to actually capture some of that, some of that market share from Ethereum. And I think they're going to be well positioned, and specifically on that Polkadot system. So new users and use cases, rich pool of assets, and a growing ecosystem. It does kind of appeal to many of those business owners. And join the projects that are already building on Moonbeam. You obviously have SushiSwap on here. You have Ocean, Off-Chain PokerStarter, which is a real interesting one, guys. Check that one out. You have SafeChain on here, and to name a few, there's a huge list. Chainlink, obviously, Band, obviously. So fantastic stuff. And ultimately, there's a few things going on. I'm not going to go into any more of this, but it has come up. Obviously, they've got a roadmap here as well. As you do your research, and we'll probably talk a bit more in depth further down the line with this one, it is quite a heads up early now, but once this thing starts heating up, we'll go get into more detail on the roadmap and all that kind of good stuff. But definitely worth checking out. It actually cropped up in a few different articles that we've been reviewing, Chris. This one here specifically, where Covenant chooses Polkadot and Moonbeam to bring it one step closer to Web3. So in brief, this is all about why they chose them, and I think there's a little snippet somewhere. So who is Moonbeam? The decision for Covenant to choose Moonbeam was easy. They describe it as simple as making 2 phone calls before it was clear that they were the best decision. That's because Moonbeam is interoperable and compatible with Ethereum. This means a smoother development process for Polkadot-based blockchain apps rather than needing to apply full parachains. There is no period of transition from Ethereum to Moonbeam as it already works on the EVM, as I just explained. This saves time and technical know-how and gives smooth access to the Polkadot ecosystem. Having chosen Polkadot and Moonbeam, the push to the next stage for mass adoption becomes straightforward. So I think this is just an example of one of the articles we've come across where Moonbeam is mentioned. But this project does seem to definitely have a lot going for it at the moment, and those coins are not even available yet. So watch that space. I think this is going to be absolutely awesome to kind of see it unfold. I think this particular project is going to do incredibly well. And Chris, correct me if I'm wrong, was it 10 million coins that are actually going to be available?
Yeah, I think that was right, Nick. And then I think it was an inflation of 5%.
Yep, so it's going to be incredibly low cap, guys. So getting in early to this one, I do feel is going to be absolutely crucial. Do your own research, dig in deeper into Moonbeam, but this one's definitely appearing to be a bit of a gem in the rough, or a future gem as we've dubbed it here in the title. And Chris, is there anything else you would like to kind of leave the guys with before we sign off on this video? But yeah, I do think it's important to do the research, obviously.
Yeah, go do your research. It's going to be interesting. I think they're supposed to be going live Q2 2021. I guess it'll be interesting to see whether there's any delays to that. But yeah, it looks like a solid project. Obviously, we've got to do more research, but we have been sort of looking at coins that sort of catch our eye, and this one just keeps rearing its head. And there's some real interest with some of the big institutions on this one.
Fantastic. So guys, hopefully you found this useful, informative. If you have, hit the like button. We both really do appreciate that. And of course, do go ahead and subscribe if you want to stay up to date with all of those hidden gems and new cryptocurrencies that we talk about here at Cheeky Crypto. It's free and you'll stay well informed. So why not? Right. With that being said, we hope everyone has a fantastic day and we'll catch you all in the next one.
Take care.